Hello there. Not as good a week this week. Made money, just about kind of broke even, I would say, after the higher charges. CX was a disappointment, and still disappointments over getting the engine on this van. But we'll plod on. Let's see how the week went. Hello everybody, it's Tuesday today, 14th of November, and we are without work today. I did have a job, but it was cancelled on me. So I'm going to go on the feed. It's just after 9 o'clock. I did have a look this morning, nothing was bouncing out. Thought I'd try again in a bit. So I'll update you as to doing so far this week. So Monday yesterday, I had a job from the company who've been giving me quite a bit of work recently. And that was a decent job. That was from up in North Yorkshire and went down to Coventry. Very well paid. And I didn't even look for anything coming back. I just simply went home because I had rehearsals last night. Then I had a booking booked in for today. That's cancelled. And unfortunately for me, I also had the offer of another booking, which I gave away to somebody else because I thought I had this one. And you can't go and take it back off them. So that leaves me in the position today where I've got to look for something on the CX. I've put about 10 bids in so far this morning that had a sniff. Doesn't seem all that busy. And we'll just see if we can pick anything up. Now that company may ring me today and offer me something later on in the day. But obviously I don't want to sit around waiting for the phone to ring. I want to pick up something, if nothing else, just to chip in towards the cost of the hire van, which I still have, and I'll have at least until the end of next week. The engine has been ordered, and because my mechanic's on holiday this week and there's only one of them in, I've agreed it's going to get delivered to the garage on Monday or Tuesday, and I'll just get right on and do the engine swap. So hopefully by the end of the week, providing the van runs fine and it's been tested, I'll be back in my original van, which will probably feel like driving, an old banger compared to this lovely smart hire van that I've had. But I still want to keep using it at least until 18 months' time, and it won't owe me any money then. And then I'll see about changing her. It's been a bit unfortunate, this van that I bought. I've probably been a bit unlucky. The way that the water system failed and cooked the head and kind of knackered the engine. It's not got particularly high mileage when it, give up the ghost. It was about I think it's just under 120,000, maybe less. But it's just one of those things. What can you do? So I'm going to pay me money, get it fixed, hopefully carry on using it, and then we'll change again. But there's no guarantee with any van that you buy, I don't think. When I bought that van, I bought it in a rush because at the time it was just coming out of COVID and vans were in scarce supply. I couldn't get a new one, not for 4 or 5 months, and kind of rushed and bought this one, which on paper seemed a great van. Low mileage, full service history, and good, clean, tidy bodywork. And in fairness, it's not been bad. It's been a good van. But somewhere along the line, probably during the water pump failure, the head has been compromised and it's got gradually worse. And now I'm changing the engine. It might be once I've changed the engine, everything is fine, but I've got, little doubts and reservations about it. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to look for work today. It's after 9 now, so you'd expect the feed to be waking up, but it's not really woken up yet. And because there's not a lot of work, I'm competing against other people who are bidding cheaper than me, because I won't go too cheap no matter what, because there's a fine line between getting work and losing money. So someone somewhere might give me a job, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know later on in the week.
Wednesday the 15th, it's about 9:30 in the morning, and you join me on the A66, North Yorkshire, cutting across from Scotch Corner, which will take me over to the M6 near Penrith, and then ultimately up to Bells Hill, Scotland, which is kind of sort of like to the right of Glasgow, isn't it? So yesterday, what happened yesterday? Well, the answer is not a lot. Yesterday was not a good day for the fat man. I looked on the CX for a job, not getting much luck, and then I got a phone call from that company gives work to ask if I wanted a job from Manchester Airport over to Sheffield, which of course I did because there was nothing better on offer. It's not the best job in the world. It was what's called a specials, as it's just come out. So you get a slightly enhanced rate for it, but still it wasn't going to give me a full day's wages, but it was better than nothing, which is what I had at that point. So I picked that up, and then as I was sort of like getting nearby, they said, oh, we'll have a collection to do from S20 back to the airport. Are you okay for that? So I said, yeah, no problem. I'll get this delivered. Send me the info through, and I'll go and do that after. But by the time I delivered, nothing had come through. I was just about to ring them to find out where it was, and they told me that it's not going ahead, it's been cancelled, which left me in Sheffield looking for a job around lunchtime, and I was probably bidding for an hour. And I got a job in the end from a large shipper, which was going from Sheffield to Stockport. And I put a bid in for that, thinking, well, that'll get me over the right side and get me closer to home if nothing else. And it's only 50 quid. Went to pick it up, and it was half an hour in this depot until they finally decided that I couldn't have it. The items weren't ready, there wasn't going to be enough time to get them ready, and basically sent on my way. So I rang the shipper, gave them the name of the person who sent me on my way. They, of course, double checked it because they're not just going to take my... Right, sorry about that. This is not seamless because someone telephoned me as I was recording this. Skeletor, you know who you are. So I can't remember even what I was saying now. But essentially, I got a call out for that job. I got 40 quid for it. And then I couldn't pick up another job. I ended up trundling home. So the day, yesterday, was a bag of shite. Really was a bad day. Obviously, I didn't get any work off that, apart from that one job from me existing work suppliers. Now, they have not been all that busy this week. And obviously, I'm last in. So, you know, it stands to reason that I am probably last choice. Although last week I got work every day and had a really good week. So I thought I should really look for something for tomorrow, just in case they haven't got anything. Because it's a bit of a gamble otherwise. So on the way back, you can't really look when you're driving. I mean, I nearly went in the arse end of a bleeding transit once trying that. As I approached not far from where I live, I came off and I pulled off at junction 22 and just pulled up there by the old radio tower, if anyone knows it. And I thought, I'll have a park here for half an hour or so, have a look through the feed, see if I can find something for tomorrow. And I did get a job, and that's the job I'm doing today. So this is a CX job that I've got to Bells Hill in Scotland. I bid this at £1.30 a mile. Again, increasingly hard to get anything at this rate. And I don't even think that's a brilliant rate. It's the kind of minimum rate that I think you should get. Not everybody agrees with that, obviously. And so if you can imagine how many bids I did put in, at this kind of rate that I didn't get? And the answer is loads. But this one I got from a shipper who's used me before. Obviously, doesn't look just at price, looks at feedback, looks at whether you've worked for them before as well. And I've got this. So this is what I'm doing this morning. Now, I don't think the company I work for were all that busy anyway, because my pal didn't have a job. And then he was given a small job to do, not a big one. And then he just rang me then to say that they'd taken that job off him. And now he's heading up to Newcastle to collect to go down to Heathrow. So now he's on a monster job. Well, that's a gamble, isn't it? And there's no 100% guarantee they would have given me that to do. So, good for him. He's on a good day. Me, I get a reasonable rate for going up to Scotland. Charging 130 because if I have to drive back, there's still enough money in it to get a wage. But it won't be brilliant. If I can pick up a job going south, at a reduced rate, obviously, then the day will be a great day. But I've probably got about a 30% strike rate for getting out of Scotland, mate. Some people do better than me. I need to get more patient. And that's it. So I'm going to finish this one now. You know where I am. I'm on this A66. It started raining. And I'm going to ring the people about the engine to see if I can narrow them down for a delivery date, because I've still not had confirmation. Hope you all do well. Drive carefully out there. These roads are wicked.
Aye, it's Thursday, 16th of November, and it is 2:20 in the afternoon, and I am parked up in Birmingham, not far away from Birmingham City Football Club, where I've just had a job cancelled on me. It's not been the best of weeks so far this week. I don't think the money will add up to all that bad, but it hasn't been great. Yesterday, you saw me going to Scotland, and I delivered in Scotland, no problem. It was only just off the M74. And I sat around for about hour and a half bidding for work, anything going down south. I bid for one at 70 pence a mile going to Preston. I didn't get that. And nothing else was coming out. And then I saw a job going to Sunderland, and I thought, I'll bid for it, see if I get it. So I bid it at £1 a mile. Probably a little bit stupid, really, but 150 quid it was. And it went to the big car factory that's in Sunderland. I can't say names anymore because I get into trouble, but there's only one. It's like a big bloody town, but it was a really easy drop. It was one box, and security directed me where to go, to the press part of it. And it was some kind of electronic device, a resistor or something. And it was really easy. Went in, handed it over, took a picture, buggered off. I've got a signature as well. And I ended up in Sunderland, probably about 5:45, and of course nothing's coming out then, so I went home. So a bit of dead mileage, but with an extra 150 quid, which that 150 quid more than covered all the fuel I'd used that day and gave me a little bit of profit. And it meant that the run up to Scotland was pretty much all profit. But it was a long day, and no denying that, really, was it? So didn't get home till 8ish, maybe just before. And I had a job off my company today, a good job, picking up from North Yorkshire, taking one box to Cheltenham, which pays really well, that, because I get paid from my house. And on those, I'm not overly bothered about a return journey, but I thought I'd try, and I bid in Cheltenham for a couple, but there was nothing really around me, or it was going down south. So I thought I'll trundle up towards Birmingham, it's only an hour up the road, and landed at the services just before, on the M5, the last ones before Birmingham. And I picked up a job in this area, I think it's Cradley Heath or something like that. Got here, and then they rang me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, the job's cancelled." It was only a small van job going to Crewe, but it was getting me part way north and would have sort of like covered some of the fuel. So that's a bit of a bummer. But I got a cancellation charge. I charged them £40, which they weren't very happy about, but not my fault, is it? I've got here, and it's on my notes. That's my minimum charge. So they've agreed it, edited it, and give it me. Probably block me now, but what can you do? And now I'm just having a look to see if I can pick anything else up. If not, I'm going to go home. I've been well paid for that job today. I've got an extra 40 quid, which probably pays half the fuel I've used. We'll have a look. It's not very busy, this CX, at the moment. This time of year, it should be popping, but it's not. It's really quiet. And I'm wondering if, because so many companies are now recruiting drivers direct, you know, they've got their own apps or their own WhatsApp groups, so therefore not as much work is appearing on the feed, which makes it, you know, less inviting for potential drivers to come and join, because I couldn't honestly say that it's handy. It's handy for me if it works as a backload site, because I'm getting work off someone else. Not all the time, but most of the time. But to do it to earn a living is really difficult, because the prices are so competitive, too competitive. But you're competing against other drivers, so what can you do? I bid at a high rate and throw out loads of bids like a machine gunner, and then in the hope that someone will accept it. Some people give me jobs based on feedback and maybe don't look too closely at price, as long as you're not ridiculously expensive. But some companies just go purely on price, it seems. And then some companies are not really putting much on the CX anymore. They might not be busy themselves, or like I said, they're recruiting drivers, direct drivers that they've learned to trust and like, so they're just keeping them close to the chest. But either way, it's really difficult. This time last year, like I said, it was popping. It was really good to be on the CX. At the moment, it's not so clever. I suppose the economy's not good either. So I'm going to give it another 30 minutes or so here, and if not, I'm going to start a drive back home, see if I can pick anything up on the way up, maybe going past Stoke or Crewe. Just a little flirty job will do me. And then we'll see what tomorrow brings. Whether the company that I'm doing the work for have anything from it is another matter, because I think they're kind of dishing it out in turns at the moment, because they're not overly busy either. So it was my turn today to get a good job, which I'm glad of, and it's really helped me out. Engine is now paid for, and the delivery date is to be confirmed, but should be soon. And then I'll probably, hopefully, be back in the van inside of 2 weeks. It's been a saga. It's took ages. With hindsight, I might have done something different, but it is what it is. I want to get that van back. If I can keep getting work from these and not paying out the higher charges that I'm paying out, things might, you know, look all right. I'm managing, even with the higher charges, but, you know, it doesn't leave a massive amount left over. Anyway, I'll let you know how the rest of the week goes tomorrow. Morning, Friday morning, last day of the week, and not a good start to the last day of the week. I'm parked outside a chemical plant in Earlham. I'd pre-booked a good job, an ADR job, going to NE66, which is well north of Newcastle, and this would have been a cracking job for me today. At a great ADR rate going all the way up there, so I didn't take any work off the new people, because I got this, told them I had this, and it was for a collection at 7:30. I got here early at 7:10, so I'm always prepared to wait. Buzzed in to be told, oh, there's a problem with this, can you just wait outside and we'll let you know. It's now 8 o'clock. No one's got back to me. I'm going to go and press the buzzer again in a minute. I've rung the shipper, told them. So if you give 30 minutes waiting time free, 7:30 collection. So now I'm into waiting time, but it's looking increasingly like it might not go ahead, which will be a right kick in the teeth for me, this, because I kind of planned the day on this one. I could have been doing work for the other people, and I'll be forced to scrabble about on the CX, getting, you know, a miserly cancellation charge, which is not really going to cut the mustard today, because this job meant that the week would have been okay, even paying for the van. I would have made just enough anyway, to include paying for the van as well. You know, it might be that I'll be on a downer, so I'll just have to wait and see a bit longer, but I'll let you know. But these are the hazards sometimes. You pre-book a job, and when it comes to cancellation fees, it's difficult to know what to charge, because I don't want to alienate this shipper who has in the past given me quite a lot of ADR work. But at the same time, I'm going to lose a lot of money on this. So we'll have to see what we do if it doesn't go ahead. The clock is ticking on waiting time for the time being. But this is the dilemma. If I demand, say, 50% of the charge, they might say, oh, that's too much. And I'll argue and say, well, I've turned down other work. I should have been well on the way ages ago. You know, it's cost me a lot of money, this. Or do you just charge a nominal waiting time to try and keep that shipper sweet? But if you only charge 40 quid, 50 quid, you're going to lose out heavily on the day, because all the best work is now gone. So these are dilemmas that you get sometimes as a self-employed courier. And I could have done without it today, to be honest. But I'll let you know how it goes. Hi everybody, it's Friday afternoon. I'm going to round the video off. And I did get that job. It went ahead in the end with a reduced load. So instead of 1,000 kilograms, we took 800. So just one barrel less. And I had to wait a bit. But the shipper agreed waiting time with me. And I got that delivered to NE66, which was well above Newcastle. Lovely place. Nice looking town. But a little bit remote. And I tell you what, Newcastle, hardly anything was coming out of it. I had the feed on and it was really dead. Now the people who I do a lot of work for, they rang me to ask me if I wanted to do a delivery from North Yorkshire to, not today, for Monday, to Telford on Monday, and said that if I wanted, since I was up that end, I could collect the goods and deliver them Monday, which is better for me because it's a well-paid job, this, and it meant I could pick up the stuff and then store it at mine. And it's only a box, and then deliver that Monday. And it means I can get there really early Monday, because instead I would have had to drive all the way back up to North Yorkshire, collect it, and then drive all the way down to Telford. Instead I can go straight to Telford from my house. Shorter journey, and I can get there for when the company opens, which means that I'll be free then from that time in Telford to search for some more work, unless they want me to go somewhere else, in which case I'll do that. So that's a bit of a bonus. I've just put a bid in for a job from where I am now, which is just north of Wetherby, to go to Leeds, and it's a 4 o'clock pickup. Gets me part way down. Don't know if I'll get it or not. I'll keep an eye on the feed and bid for stuff, see if I can get something heading back towards Manchester as a little bit of a top up. But the day today has been a good money day because it was an ADR job, so plus a bit of waiting time on it. So I'm not bothered if I don't, but it'd be nice if I do. And I am working Sunday. I'm doing a job for this company on Sunday, which I wouldn't normally like to do, but I'm paying for this van, and the extra money, because it's an enhanced rate on a Sunday, goes a bit towards a van, doesn't it? So it'll help. Everything helps. Where you can get help, I'll take it. So engine's supposed to be being delivered Tuesday, but I'll wait and see about that, because I've had lots of false promises on that score. But allegedly Tuesday for the engine delivery. We'll see. I've seen promises before. The whole thing's a debacle as far as I'm concerned, but I'm committed to go down this path now, so that's the way it is. So I'll be having this van all next week, possibly the week after. It is expensive, really, for what it costs. I mean, I spoke to a lad I know called Luke, who's hiring one. I think he does his own insurance on his, but he's getting it considerably cheaper than I am. But I think it's a more long-term arrangement. Mine's like week to week job, so we'll just deal with it. It's eating into the company profits. As regards money this week, it's been okay. It didn't do as well as last week. Last week was a very good week. This week's okay, because I've had a couple of crappy. I think Tuesday was a bit pants. But apart from that, it's been okay. But I'm spending a lot more on diesel nowadays than I used to spend when I was doing all that multi-dropping work. And you can feel the difference in that department. I'm getting very careful now. I have got a fuel card, and I haven't been using it because they'd put it up and then they were putting these like hidden monthly things on that I didn't want. So instead of getting a bill for fuel, I was getting a bill for fuel plus £3, and it was something like mileage counters. So I rang them up and said I didn't ask for any of that, and I stopped using the card completely. So then they rang me back to find out why I wasn't using the card. I told them that I didn't want all this crap on it. So now they took that off and they're refunding me all these little things, and they put the price down. It's about 117. I'll get a new price, I think, this afternoon by email. It might have gone down a bit more, so I might start using it again. I have been using mainly Costco. I think they were 148, or failing that, Tesco, which was about 153.9 near me. Plus you get your points on then, don't you? And just using my business credit card to pay for it and then paying that back at the end of the month. But my business credit card is taking a hammering at the moment because the higher charges are going on that. And I've just had my bill through the post. I've not even opened it yet. I don't want to open it because I know it's going to have like 4 weeks of higher charges on it and the deposit. And I was hoping that the van would have gone back by now so that the deposit would have been refunded before I had to pay it on the credit card bill. But it looks like I'm going to have to pay a whopping credit card bill. But if I only got the bill the other day, I'm going to have at least 3 weeks to pay it. So I'm going to hang on and pay that the last minute just to see if I get this van back before then. And at least then I can have the £1,500 deposit refunded onto the card. Otherwise I'll have to pay it, or not pay everything but the £1,500 deposit off the card payment and then pay interest, and I don't want to pay interest if I can help it. But these are first world problems, aren't they? There's plenty of other people got more problems than I have out there. So the week itself, okay. The job on Sunday, providing it comes off, but it's 90% certainly will do. We'll pay a decent chunk of the higher fee anyway. I don't, as I say, don't want to work Sundays really, but it's not going to be all day. It'll only take me half a day, and it gets an enhanced rate, so that's going to help. Apart from that, nothing else until I get this van back. It is what it is, you know, and I will strive to do better when they get the van back, because I'll be earning more money, because I won't be paying out the horrendous high charges, or I hope I'll be earning more money. Again, this week, CX, disappointment, absolutely big disappointment. Not a lot of work on here, and what there is being priced very competitively because everybody else is bidding for it too. I was lucky today. I bid and got an ADR job. If it hadn't have been for that, I think I'd have had a crap day. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you got use out of this. If you have questions, put them in. I'll strive to answer them. If I don't know the answers, I'll put it out and ask other people to answer it. And please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already subscribed. Thanks very much. I'll see you in my next vid. Thank you.